Mila Markson.
And Alex Ford.
We are very excited to see you here. And today we have another incredible training to share with you on why digital marketing is the best number one side hustle, especially if you want to build an online passive income with no stress, quit your 9-to-5 job, and live the laptop lifestyle.
Absolutely. So we're going to get straight into it because we've got a lot of value to share with you. With this training, we wanted to give you insight into why it's the number one side hustle to start, but in comparison to what? And usually when people want to start a business, an online business, they have the option, well, online, or they can do offline, like a traditional business. And we want to break down what those differences are so that you can have that knowledge and be more prepared to be able to start the side hustle that you want to start. And this comes from experience as well. I've personally had my own traditional business many years ago, and that cost me over hundreds of thousands of dollars to be able to start, and tens of thousands of dollars per month just to run, plus a lot of stress, plus a lot of headaches. Mila, I think you did as well, drop shipping, right? How was drop shipping for you?
I tried drop shipping for a while, and it was super stressful because you have to handle every single thing. It's a lot of things, and I end up losing a lot of money.
Yeah, and with drop shipping, it is still online based because you're selling online, but that doesn't mean it's an online business, because you're going to talk about that in a second, but you got to get the products, customer service. You're probably going to have staff eventually. So there is still the headaches of traditional business. Yeah. So we're here talking about digital marketing, and digital marketing can be quite broad. And we're going to talk about a very specific strategy that makes it a lot simpler, which we're about to share with you. But when it's 100% based online, it is much simpler, and all those stresses and headaches are gone. So let's get into this training. So when you're starting your own business, like a traditional business, even if you're creating your own products, there's a lot that you have to go through. And again, this is based on experience. It's not just theory, right? Because this was the way my business looked like. And even when Mila did drop shipping, a lot of this was applicable to her. But when you're starting your own business, you got to create the product, right? And creating that product is usually could take 3 to 6 months, sometimes even longer, just to be able to create a product. And then you don't even know if that product's going to work or if it's going to sell, right? So then once you have that product, you got to create the sales process, which the sales process is how you're going to sell the product. You're going to have get on the phone and sell to people. You're going to have a phone team. You have to create complicated websites, right? Do you have to have a shop? If you're going to sell pizzas, do you have to build a pizza shop, right? You got to figure out what's that sales process. Could take 3 months to set that up. And then you're going to be working on the selling of it, maybe 1 to 2 hours a day. Then you got to do the marketing, right? Once you've got the product, the way to sell that product, you got to get people to that sales process. And the marketing side of things could take you 1 to 2 hours per day to be able to do that. And then you've got the product fulfillment. So the product fulfillment is where you're delivering the product. Are you shipping the product? Are you getting on the phone and maybe walking through like the customers on how to use the product? Right, the product fulfillment could take you 2 hours a week, sometimes more even. The customer service, right? This is a huge and important part of a business, but that's going to take a lot of time from you, especially the more you grow, the more time you're going to spend. Right? But in the beginning, that could take 1 to 2 hours a day of your time. The accounts and refunds, how are you going to collect payments? How are you going to handle refunds for any customers that require a refund? Right? That could take you 1 to 2 hours per day. Eventually, you're going to need staff. Right, staff, like you're going to have a sales team, you're going to have customer service team, right? Are you going to have people that ship the products? And trust me, staff can be very stressful, because I've had that myself. I had multiple staff. The most stressful part is when that staff member calls in sick and they don't come into work, and now you have to do extra work that day because that person called in sick, and they don't really care about your business, but you care about your business. So now you have to work even more. And then accounting and legal. It's like, how are you going to track your sales? How are you going to track your expenses? Who's going to do all that tax work for you? And then the legal aspect, there's a big legal aspect to a traditional business, which is very stressful. So Mila, were these a lot of the things that you had to do even when you did drop shipping?
Yeah. A lot of drop shipping requires a lot of you basically doing everything, because I was trying on my own, so I had to divide myself in all of this process.
Exactly. And,
Very
and
stressful.
I'm sure you experienced a lot of stress in doing that, because it was for me the same in a traditional business. And the investment, as I mentioned in the beginning, a traditional business that you start or just your own business, you could be investing up to $100,000 or more just to get this set up, just to get it going, just to even get to the point where you're making a profit, right? The expense is very high for that. So now let's talk about digital marketing. Okay. And the digital marketing we recommend, if you watch the first, value video that we sent out, is tapping into other companies' existing products, high quality products, high paying products, and being able to promote their products virtually overnight, right? Because those products are already created and they're proven. And this is what you have to focus on to do digital marketing, or the things you don't have to focus on. So let's go through the list. So firstly, the product creation, that's gone. That disappears, because as we mentioned, you're just tapping into existing products. The sales process, the sales pages, the sales videos, the checkout, how the payment is going to be collected, you don't have to set that up. That's gone, right? That's another 2 hours a day that is gone for you, right? Even if another company had a sales team, you're not going to have to do that selling either, right? So that's more work that disappears. The marketing is something that's definitely going to stay, because that's something that you can do. You can control. It's simple. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. The product fulfillment. So the delivery of are you going to ship the product? How are you going to give access to people to the digital product, right? If it's a digital product, that product fulfillment, it's gone, right? So another 2 hours a day, free for you, which you can use these hours, of course, to be able to do what you want, spend time with your family, right? The more hours you have, the more you can enjoy your life. The customer service, right? Gone. That's another 2 hours a day, disappeared, because the other company handles that for you. The accounts and refunds, a very stressful part of running a business, also gone. Now you have another 2 hours a day, maybe 2 hours a day to spend with your spouse, with your boyfriend, with your girlfriend, right? And staff, one of the most stressful parts of running a business, completely gone. And trust me, when you don't have to deal with other people to run your business, it is much simpler and smoother, and you just enjoy life more, because you don't have to be thinking about, are they doing the work? Are they producing? So that's gone. The accounting and legal, that also disappears, because the company that you partner with, they're going to handle all of that. So what are we left with, Mila? We're basically left with one thing, right? The marketing. And Mila, I know you've been doing this about 2 years now, just over 2 years, promoting other companies' products. How are you finding the marketing? Give us some insight. Is it simpler just doing that? Just give us your experience based on what we just covered.
It's way simpler than people think. It's very simple. I use social media to do that. And if you consume social media, if you scroll through social media, you're 100% capable to do that.
Exactly. So one thing I learned a while ago is you can scroll through social media just to consume, just watch and be entertained. Or you can flip it around and you can scroll through social media on purpose and become the producer, where now, instead of just watching stuff that doesn't really do anything for you, you're using the same time to be able to do some simple marketing that converts into commissions, which is money for yourself and your family, right? Yeah. And then, of course, the investment. So when you're doing digital marketing, promoting other companies' in products, you don't have to put out those hundreds of thousands of dollars to create that company. The investment could be as little as really $0, right? Because you can go online, search for a company that has products that will allow people to come on board as a partner to promote their products. And that's free to join, absolutely free to join. You could go do that right now. In fact, we'll share with you in a sec on exactly how you can learn how to do that, because we are going to teach that. So it could be as little as $0. And depending on how serious you are about it, how far you want to go with making this work, the investment could be still as little as up to $5,000, depending on if you want more education, depending if you want coaching. Sometimes there are some paid tools that you could use to make your business more effective, like in building it, where there's also free tools. But I mean, even if you spend up to $5,000 to be able to make this work and start bringing in $5,000 a month or maybe more, wouldn't that be worth it, Mila?
100%.
Would that not be worth it? So again, there's different ranges there from investment. So with digital marketing, you can do 20% of the work because you're eliminating that other 80% of the business. In fact, you're probably eliminating more than 80%, but let's call it 20%. You're doing 20% of the work, just the marketing, and you can get paid up to 40% or maybe even more in some situations of every sale that is made from your own efforts, from the marketing side of things. So Mila, how has this applied to you? If you could share what are some of your results that you've got doing this, and just share for some reality, how many hours do you spend per day just doing the marketing?
Yeah, just doing the marketing, probably like 1 to 2 hours, sometimes depends of the day, but it doesn't take much time at all. And doing that with digital marketing, I was able to literally make over 7 figures in less than 2 years, retired my husband, help my family, support my family, help others, and it's literally a game changer for sure.
There you go, guys. And mini disclaimer here, that's Camilla's proven result. It's substantiated. We've got all the evidence for it. The evidence is also in her bank account, by the way. Like, this doesn't mean that you're going to go on to make 7 figures in 2 years, because most people, just like most people will go to a gym or purchase a gym membership and they won't go, there's a lot of people that will want to do digital marketing, but they're not going to put the effort. They're not going to want to learn. They're not going to want to do the daily task. Sure, it's 1 to 2 hours per day, which anyone can do, but most people are not going to do that. It really depends on you. It's up to you if you want to do that. And for me, like, I knew this was something I wanted to make work as well, because personally, it allowed me to build a multiple 6-figure business. My wife hasn't had to work or get a job ever since our kids were born. In fact, for me, I've been able to be at home before my kids were born. Like, that's the greatest gift I've given them, to have their parents there their entire life, being able to be present with your family, be able to support. Mila, I know you've done a lot, even for your family, for your parents, right? Being able to contribute financially.
Yeah.
Right? What did that mean to you, just being able to give to your parents financially?
It's a unique feeling, being able to provide. Like, I'm helping my family, my mom, every single month, and like every time I send something to her, she's just like, it's and that's indescribable feeling.
Oh yeah, it's amazing, right? I'm almost tearing up thinking about, because it's not about the money. It's about, when you have the money, it's what you can do with that money, the people you can support, the freedom you can have, being able to retire your husband, me being able to retire my wife, right? Yeah. That's what it comes down to. And money is ultimately what helps you to be able to do that, to have that freedom. So for anyone watching, if you're watching this right now, how would you like to learn exactly how all of this works? How to find a product, profitable products, how to be able to create those systems in literally 1 hour or less, even if it takes you 5 days to set up, and then be able to know how to start making sales so that you can create that income and freedom for yourself and your family. How would you like to know? So if you do, we're doing a live masterclass where you're going to learn exactly how to do this step by step. And we would love you to join us, right? It's happening on Thursday, January the 18th, of course, 2024, at 5 p.m. Pacific time. So if you want to join, there's a button below this video. Click it right now. Go enter your name, your email address on the registration page. You do not want to miss this, because what Mila and I have to share with you, we are going deep into exactly how to be able to do this. So then you can only, set up a business that you can work 1 to 2 hours per day and make an amazing income for yourself, for your family, and be able to create that life of your dreams. Mila, any last words?
You're not gonna want to miss this life. It's gonna be a game change for sure in your life. So we will see you there.